Let's get high and read the Bible. Let's get high. I'm like really good at this. Let's get high and read the Bible is brought to you by Magic Medicine Marijuana. All right, we read Proverbs 7. We read Enoch 16. And then we talk a whole lot of shit. Is Leif still a Christian? I don't know. You don't think so. Geoff does, though. Geoff really does.
Is that your what do you call that?
Our sponsor? No, that was a Buckley purchase.
Oh, and you brought him on the plane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it did.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm good now, man. Yeah, it's been a fucking
shit, man.
It's been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's all done. I got the whole house done.
Can we just start with how great that fucking bathroom looks?
Why, thank you.
I kind of want to go in there while you're gone and have sex with myself in that room.
Dude, I was going to do the podcast from the bathtub. I was so excited. I had the whole thing set up. I had the angle. I was going to take a bath.
Last week when I
luckily I guess we both fucked up.
Has it been 2 weeks?
No, we had one in between, right? But we did. Yeah, we had basically a vacation.
I couldn't do it Thursday, and then you worked like 98 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Cole's like, is Leif okay?
Not.
He's going to be fine.
Not. Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Yes, the sleep was so, because even, it's just like punch up lists because we're putting it on the market. So it's like I had to, the shit you have to do to 100-year-old houses to make shit look nice. It's just
get them through an inspection.
Yeah, it's just every time you touch something, it just disintegrates into like 7 other projects. All of a sudden, and at first I was getting mad, like going under the house because the crawl space is so small, and I'm fucking huge. I'm too big now, so I barely fit. And I went down there yesterday. The day before, I guess. Yeah, Wednesday, and I was just like, zoop, like a Cirque du Soleil fucking actor, just like straight in, like didn't even took, all nothing but net, just right underneath drilling. It sucks.
Nice.
And it's fun to deal with the trauma of my childhood because it's so, like, as I'm mudding and taping sheetrock or doing electrical or fucking plumbing, or just remembering. This is why I practiced guitar so hard all the time, was to get away from this life.
From this house.
Yeah.
Oh, from literal home building.
Yeah, manual labor is, it's like, I don't think people understand if you haven't done it. If you haven't worked on a boat, or like if you haven't fucking kept that 12 or 15 hour schedule of physical shit, it's like,
fuck that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to tell you this now. It might be the first time you hear it, but it won't be the last. You are too old for that shit.
Way too old.
Although, you're not, I mean, you're only too old if you can't do it, and you did it. So, yes, you slept for 2 days, but you got it done. And
it took a couple months there, but
it sucks a lot less when every hour you're banking goes right into your po-po. I mean, hopefully. In a perfect world, you're getting that a return.
Hopefully
on your hourly investment.
I hope so too. I hope so too. I got a beard out of it for sure.
Oh, we get nothing? Wait, we get nothing. Okay.
That's kind of the biblical model.
Can we go back and just say, go fuck yourself? Nothing.
You'll get nothing and like it.
I'd like to go back, please.
Oh man, yeah. the plane, we flew back yesterday, and there was a medical emergency when we landed. So,
Good.
dude, everything is
perfect.
everything is. It's
Oh,
you know
lovely.
that meme of the dog sitting in the room on fire, and he's like, "I'm fine." Have you ever seen that? Oh, I'll find it to you. I'll find it and send it to you. I mean, but so I missed his class, but I'm gonna go. I'm sure he'll upload
You missed
it
whose
soon.
class?
Dan had a class on
Oh.
on the canonization of the Bible,
Right. Oh,
and
wow.
since he's basically the number one scholar I trust right now,
Right.
I was like foaming at trying to download it on the plane while a medical emergency was happening.
If that guy doesn't die, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Speaking of guys on the internet you really appreciate and their inspiration. So Cole and I went out and visited the Scablands, the catastrophic erosion caused by the flooding from the meteors this last ice age.
I didn't. Oh my God, where is that exactly up there? Because I don't think I know.
Oh, it's the entire middle of Washington State. It goes
So,
from
like,
basically from the Palouse, Palouse Falls, which is like due north of Walla Walla, so we're like
okay,
right down in the. I can show you on a map here. You don't know.
now you know. It's
So,
most people don't realize that there's a desert in Washington.
whole middle of the state's pretty fucked up.
Whole middle.
But it's the most. Where the fuck am I? Here's Oregon. There we go. Sorry. Pullman, Columbia Basin, Lewiston, which makes that Walla Walla. Fuck you, show me. No. It's really harder than I thought it would be. What the fuck's happening?
We're gonna have a segment of you working with technology.
It'll be brilliant. No, you'll love it. I swear. It's gotta be right there. That's the middle of it. There we go. Okay, there's Walla Walla, corner of the state.
Yeah. Good wine.
So that's the other part that's really crazy. That's sort of the Grand Coulee. I didn't know what coulees were until the other day when I watched some of this stuff.
I don't know either. What is a coulee?
You know how there's Grand Coulee Dam?
Yeah.
So a coulee is just like an erosion pattern, and there's three of them. There's a V, right? And that's made by a river.
Okay.
Right. There's a U, so that the shape of a
horseshoe.
Yeah, and that's made by a glacier retreating. And then there's a square, which is made by massive, catastrophic, and like a very in a really quick manner erosion, like by water. And so these, fuck, dude, this shit's so crazy. I mean,
Was it?
You can look and see all of this stuff online. I'm not the first person to discover this shit, but it's just like yeah, dude, I know.
It's like a Randall Carlson pilgrimage.
Dude, that's exactly what it was. It was so
That's
cool.
fucking cool, man.
Where we were. Oh, yeah. You see that?
Yeah, it's not the best.
I'll just send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
It's like reflection from your screen.
Yeah. This one's Palouse Falls, and it's fucking astounding. And again, this was made in like a matter of hours or days. It's like super crazy.
Like the pathway that the water is now flowing through.
Yeah, it's like well, I mean, the water that's left behind that's coming through is a trickle compared to the fucking the literal biblical sized floods that befell people. And there were people on the earth. This is the flood that all of the
damn.
This is the flood that we've been talking about.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So Grand Coulee, is it a square?
Yeah, well, so when you drive through Eastern Washington and you see those just massive cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
straight.
Those are the squares. Those are the sides. Everything in between there was filled with water. So like,
Good God.
you're looking, wow, that crazy cliff over there, and then like a mile away, that crazy, and it's like that. All of that was filled with water, and
Good God.
if you're driving through it, and you're like, wait a minute, what? What? It was what? It was fucking what? To all it's astounding once you realize what it is. And you can also see where it like, there's the cliffs have like spots where it breaks through, which is crazy because you can see where. Let me see if I got one more of those for you. I think it was actually before this.
Well, don't you think that like evangelicals, like, or essentially any denomination of Christian faith would be like super pumped on Randall Carlson and homeboy, god damn it, I forgot his name, Graham Hancock, because it's like, it definitely does like seem to prove the biblical flood was absolutely real.
Yeah. Well, and so like these pictures, or I should have sent these all at the same time. The one with my car in it is like we're in the middle. We're parked in the base, like in the tub.
Oh my God!
Like where, like,
look how high the spire goes behind you.
Yeah, and so that thing is like that. Like for if the water would have, like that was what was left behind. Yeah. Oh,
that's a fucking That's a ocean river. That's a moving ocean. Like
Carlson described that. Randall Carlson guy, he describes it as the water that made that was greater, like 10 times greater than all of the water of all of the rivers currently flowing on the planet.
Oh, that's right. Squires was like, how the fuck do you know that? He's like, how do you even measure that? So great.
Well, I got in my backyard with a garden hose and
yeah. I just times it by a 12.
And then you divide that by pi. You know by pi, don't you?
So glad there's smarter people in the world than
okay, you gotta tell me. Okay, these glasses, Leif.
Oh, okay, what we're doing style. Ooh, well, they both have a lot of strength.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but also I don't know. Maybe you should look at I dress like a 14-year-old dickhead. So I don't know if my advice.
Yeah, I'm just, well, you're the only one here.
Okay, I'm just prefacing it. Okay.
I
like the other
got
ones.
nowhere else to go. What?
I like the other ones. Throw it back on for a second. Let me see. That's like, you look fresh. You look hip.
Jesus. Okay. So what you're saying is the other ones. No, don't do that. No, this is the good stuff.
This is the good stuff. I had you know me. I woke up too early, and I read this because it's April 7th, so I read the 7th proverb today, and I remembered how much this used to fuck me up.
Let's read. Can I read it?
Yeah, do you want to read it? Proverbs 7?
Yeah, where is it?
It's warning against the adulteress.
It's not entirely appropriate, but that's fine.
I know. Well, it's like, there's like...
I've never been an adulterer. I wasn't making a joke about me being an adulterer. I was not. I didn't want to make that joke, and then I felt compelled to because it was just lame.
The power of Christ just compelled you.
The power of Christ compelled me. That should be our new. Anytime we have to talk a bunch of shit, the power of Christ compels me.
The Spirit's really just moving me now.
It's sort of like my GI tract. It just moves through me, man. I can't control it. It like expands and contracts, and all of a sudden, this shit comes out of my mouth. Do you know how many sphincters you have in your body?
No, I don't know if I want to know.
At least 3.
At least, really? There's 3? I thought there was 1.
At least 3.
Oh man.
Yeah, and guess and the ones that I know about, they're all, you guessed it. One's at the end. And then 2 at the beginning. Yeah, you got 1 at the top of your throat right here.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then you got 1 kind of halfway down, and then you got your 18 in the back. Yeah, the all-star, the hard worker.
I'm not bad. I'm not bad at all, but I don't know how we went from Proverbs 7 to this. It's so quick.
The Michael Jordan of sphincter. Where do I find Where do I find?
I don't know if I want to. Where is this going?
Where do I find
Proverbs?
7 in my Bible?
It's in the old.
in my holy books.
Yeah, it's in the Old Testament. So you go open to the Bible app, and it's right after Psalms.
Okay,
Proverbs.
so you're talking to me like I know how to work the Bible app, and I don't.
Oh, I'll walk you through that. It's fun because if you had a real Bible, you could it's right in the middle. Psalms is right always
Are
right in the
you
middle of the
Bible shaming me right now?
No, I'm giving you a little Bible.
If you had a real Bible, you could read it.
Oh, I was more like for people reading along with us at home. I should smoke some weed.
Holy Bible! Down too long in the midnight. Oops, no, that's sushi on demand. That's not what we want.
Sushi on demand. That sounds fucking rad.
Good, right?
Oh man, we went to Umi when we were. That was.
Where's Umi?
You've never been? It's I think it's the first or second. Have you ever been to Umi downtown?
Unclear.
Well, it's my favorite sushi. It's my favorite sushi joint.
Oh, is it on Second in Belltown?
Yeah.
Oh, is it on the? Oh, I think we have been there.
Yeah,
is it on like two or three blocks up from the whole like Shorties and stuff?
Yeah.
Same side of the street as Shorties.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, same side street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it rules.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, and it's but not. It's I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like.
Oh, just yes or no, dude.
It's got it's because I don't know, like the
it's
rolls.
A joke, isn't it?
The rolls you get there are like decadent. It's almost seems sacrilege to sushi, but like, yeah. I think I ate like fucking like 30 pieces of sushi when we were there. I'll send you a picture.
I ate my ass weight.
At least you brought it back to something we were talking about because I don't.
Sphincters.
Yeah. So did you find Proverbs 7?
You're gonna have to. I just got the app open because I saw.
Oh, sweet! Now you go up to the top.
I'm at the top. It's loading. Loading.
What's your price for height?
Oh, see, I was singing. I hit the city about 1 a.m. Loaded. You know, we would break into that when we were in Loaded, and I never understood why the whole crowd wouldn't like chant Loaded in the middle. I'm like, it's such a no-brainer. I think our crowds were morons.
We just lost all our overseas listeners right now. We just lost all of Europe and South America right there.
And the ones on Long Island. Most of which are my family. Yeah.
I was going to say, strangely a lot. Yeah. Did you open the fucking Bible app?
Don't talk to me like that.
Oh, I was more. I don't know why I'm not. I don't mean anything offensive.
What? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, it's open. It's at the top. It says download today, community.
No, go to on the bottom. You'll see home, Bible plans, discover more, and you want to go to the Bible.
Discover daily
Bible tab.
Oh, home. Okay, see that's
right next to home is Bible tab.
Bible tab. Is that where I'm going?
Yep. Push the Bible tab and then go up and press whatever book, Luke, Matthew, Thessalonians, Colossians, whatever it says up there.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Now scroll back pretty far, and you're looking for Psalms or like Esther, Job, Psalms, and then you'll see Proverbs. It's right between Psalms and Ecclesiastes.
Why aren't we ever? Oh, I thought there was Songs of Sodom and Songs of Solomon.
That's the booty call one.
What?
That's a fucking boot. That's like love letters between a king and his fucking.
Okay, Genesis. Where is it? 1 Samuel, Kings, Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Job, Psalm.
There we go. Proverbs.
Proverbs
7. Now, you might not find this as like exciting as me, which is pretty normal. Part for at least for our show, of course.
Are you going to tell me that we did all this shit and you picked a boring psalm?
Well, it's a proverb. But
I swear to God, dude, I will reach through here. I will snatch the life out of you. Psalm 7?
Yes, Proverbs 7.
Well, it's a psalm. It's sort of like I'm sure this is exactly what it's like for everybody else who gets on stage with Slash, and he's like, "Oh, you want to play the blues?"
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah. No, go ahead. You take a solo.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, are you going to choose those notes? Oh, that's
Oh,
cute. That's
yeah.
very cute. Yeah.
That's very kind of you to equate me to the Bible, Slash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me feel cool.
The Shigeon of David, which he sang unto the Lord.
Yeah, I have the ESV.
Oh Lord, my God.
Wait,
In
no, you are reading Psalms, huh? Psalm 7.
Yeah, is that
Does
what
it
you
say
wanted?
Proverbs?
Oh,
Proverbs, the book after it.
Proverbs 7.
Yeah.
My
Sorry.
son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Slam dunk my fucking commandments. Take my commandments hard to the paints, my son. Throw elbows. Clear the lane with my commandments.
That's so funny to me.
I like this one, but
That's
this is a
great.
good one. Yeah.
I love this. Yeah.
It's strangely, sport metaphoric. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon the table of thine heart.
Yes, sir.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh. Referencing
Yeah.
women.
Women.
What a dude.
What did? Good job.
That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her with words.
Yeah, it's about to get bad for the women right after this.
For at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones. I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold there, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. I think that the Lord is slut shaming.
Dude.
Did you see the thing about slut shaming? It's like, yeah, what's wrong with her being a fucking slut? It's like, wait,
nothing
what? Like a comedian guy.
That's reserved for the bedroom.
Well, no, just like,
Yeah. It's
she
just like
be able to, she can be a fucking slut if she wants to be.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. Lies down with everybody in the corner. And not in her house, so she caught him. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an imprudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved wood, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Come, let us take our fill of love till the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love till the morning. Or the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield.
Mm-mm.
With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway.
Oh no.
As an ox goeth to the slaughter. Wait, wow. He has no smarts of his own. He's got no choice because she has bedeviled him.
Yes,
those are my words.
Kind of, well, but right, like there's in the New Testament it says, as a man returns to his old sin, as a dog returns to his own vomit.
I mean, dogs will eat their own vomit.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
You
gotta help them out.
What do you mean? It's a waste of food.
Just teach them not to eat their own shit or vomit. You
know
how? Diet, consistent bathroom schedules. Not allowing them to be put in a spot where they can eat their own shit.
What about poo, though?
We have the same problem. We're going to get derailed with this because our dogs both want to eat their own shit, and it's the worst.
I was thinking vomit, though, because the poop thing, I wasn't ready to divulge that, so thank you. But it does make me feel better that your dog does it, too, because I thought you were just totally pointing the finger at me. I'm like, shut up, Leif. I didn't mean to blame me. You just poop.
Yeah, we it's so gross.
You know what? It's such a bummer because our dog's like a year and some change now, and I still won't let him lick my face he wants to lick you all over, and it's like, no, dude, you're gonna give me fucking pink eye. I'm not having
it. Exactly. We're almost to the end though. There's like 3 more.
It's too bad I like this one. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver. Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me, therefore. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go astray in her paths. For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell. I lived alone. My mind was blessed. Going down to the chambers of death. Wow, that's fucked up.
Dude, so like...
I don't even know. What are we talking about?
Young men engaging in fornication with prostitutes.
Yeah. It's prostitutes?
I mean, I think it could be something, and that's why I'm saying I think, right? You know what I'm saying?
I heard that part.
Right, cool. They label any girl that would be willing to do this a prostitute. So I'm not sure what the definition prostitute means, but I know it's not supposed to be good. And purity culture shit. Do you know what purity culture?
Yeah, you've talked about it. It's really gross.
Yeah. So you'd read this, on the 7th of every month when you wake up early in the morning and like,
don't be a whore.
Well, it's a bummer, right? Like it's like this is a 15-year-old, 14-year-old Leif,
Yeah, because beds that are perfumed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon are fucking dope.
Yeah.
fucking fire, yo. Not joking.
So is someone with some experience, so.
Yeah.
I don't really see too many downsides to.
Here, bite me right here. I'm just saying. Like, oh, I can do that. Hey, can do, lady.
Hit me with a brick.
Whoa.
Oh, it's I thought you'd seen that joke. That's a meme.
That's a shit, brother.
Yeah, it's an Ali Wong joke. It seems like.
Oh
no, but it's not.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Oh yeah.
What now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Do we transition to Enoch
Yeah.
now, or
Yeah.
do we just talk about purity culture?
Well, we've done purity culture, dude.
Oh yeah, that's. But we could talk about that forever. You'll help billions of people. But yeah, I guess maybe we could like read
We could,
Enoch
if you want
fast.
to, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it again if you want. I
No.
mean, again, it's just like that's the ultimate fool's errand. Uh,
It's really true, ain't it?
oh, you know what? But Enoch is not in this thing, right?
No,
The whole.
it's you have to go to the Holy Books PDF site we've been using.
I just kind of I went away from that. I think
Enoch. I You can just type in Enoch PDF. Yeah, chapter 83, section 16.
I got to go get my sphincters cameraed again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the top ones this time.
Yeah,
Two.
yeah, I've been having super problems with that. But
Why? What have you?
well, yeah, see the problem is if I have health problems, it's like if I go to a doctor, they'll be like, "Well, how much are you sleeping?" And I'm like, "No, 30 minutes a night," And then it's like they're like, "What are you filling your days with?" Like, well, mostly lifting heavy things and carrying them upstairs. Chapter 83.
Oh, right there. Yeah.
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 But yeah, good luck at yours though. I hope that's all fucking gravy.
I hate this shit so much.
Oh, dude.
Every and everyone does. Nobody likes going to the doctor, but the whole you know, especially I don't like revisiting things I've already. Oh, I've had enough trouble with my Michael Jordan sphincter. I don't need to. I don't want to start. Don't fuck around with my Scottie Pippen and my Horace Grant. I just rewatched The Last Dance if it's not obvious. We already read section 83. We already read chapter.
Oh, that's what I took a picture of.
Yeah, are you sure that's the last one? Because after my son, and now my son Methuselah. Remember we did that one.
It was Methuselah has been at the beginning of every chapter for the last 9 chapters. So just
I would
read a little bit farther down and make sure.
Okay, all right, whatever. I will show thee all the visions that I have seen relating them before thee. 2 visions I saw.
I don't think we read this one.
Okay, 2 visions I saw before I took a wife, and one of them was not similar to the other. The first time when I was learning to write, the second time before I took thy mother, I saw an awful vision on their account. I petitioned to the Lord.
Oh no.
As I was reposing in the house of Malal, my grandfather, I saw there in a vision that the heavens were lowered and disappeared and fell on the earth. And as it fell on the earth, I saw the earth that it was devoured in a great abyss, and mountains descended on mountains.
Damn.
And the hills sank upon hills, and high trees were torn from their trunks and fell down and sank into the abyss. And on account of this, a speech fell into my mouth, and I began to cry and say, the earth is destroyed.
Damn.
This sounds like the landscape that I just drove through.
No, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. Exactly, the mountains falling upon mountains and shit.
And the earth is destroyed. Yeah,
that's
crazy. And Malalo, my grandfather, roused me as I was reposing near him and said to me, why dost thou cry so, my son? And why dost thou lament so? And I related to him the words, the whole vision which I had seen. And he said to me, a terrible thing thou hast seen, my son, and the power of the vision of thy dream is concerning the secrets of all the sins of the earth. It will be about to descend into the abyss and be destroyed terribly. And now, my son, arise and petition the Lord of glory. since thou art a believer, that a remnant
Mm.
may remain on the earth, and all the earth be not destroyed. That's dude. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They're talking about survivors.
I'm assuming it's going to build to Noah, but I don't know because I still haven't read ahead.
I got a throat thing. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Destroyed my son from heaven. All this will come on the earth, and over the earth there will be great destruction. Oh, this is exactly, yeah, okay. After that, I arose and prayed and petitioned and wrote down my prayer for the generation of the world, and I will show thee everything, my son Methuselah. As I went out below and looked at the heavens, and the sun rising in the east, and the moon descending in the west, and some few stars, and everything that he had known it, and everything as he had known it from the first, I blessed the Lord of the judgment. And to him I gave greatness, because he led forth the sun from the windows of the east, and he ascends and rises on the surface of the heavens, and elevates himself and goes the path which is shown to him.
Oh,
And
man.
Yeah, it was good for a second. Now it's dumb again.
Yeah.
Come on, destruction! Kill him! Come on, kill everyone!
But you can imagine if you saw this in a vision, you'd probably be like trying to suck off that deity too. You know, you'd be like, God, you're great, man. I love the robe, bro. You know, like you'd be probably trying to say anything nice you could find. Right?
Open her up. Let me do my thing. Yeah. Let me bow down before the one I serve.
I want to get down on my knees and love you, Jesus.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it.
Just let it linger.
And I raised my hands in justice and blessed the Holy and the Great One, and I spoke with the breath of my mouth and with the tongue of flesh which God has made for the children of men, that they should speak with it, and gave them breath in the tongue and the mouth, and they might. Okay, yeah, we get it, and that they might speak therewith. Blessed art thou, O Lord, King both great and powerful in thy greatness, the Lord of all creation of heaven, King of kings and God of all the world. Thy godship and thy kingdom and thy greatness will remain in eternity, and to all eternity, and to all the generations thy power, and all the heavens and thy throne in eternity, and all the earth thy footstool in eternity, and to and all the earth thy footstool in eternity, and to all eternity. For thou
Are we just God's footstool?
Is that what he's saying? Yeah. And all. Oh. For thou hast made and dost govern all things, and nothing is too difficult for thee. No wisdom escapes thee. She does not turn away from her throne, thy throne, and not from thy face. And thou dost know and see and hear all things, and there is nothing that is hidden before thee, for thou dost see all things. Did they just call her a she?
I thought
she does not turn away from her throne.
I think they're talking about, no wisdom escapes thee. I don't know if they're talking about wisdom. Okay. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. You can use your own mind, people.
Right, because like, I feel like they do. I feel like it does anthropomorphize wisdom as a woman every once in a while.
That's a big word for a third grader.
Thank you.
Yeah. My friend said you're a pedophile.
Is that Anthony Jeselnik?
That's the joke. This was pre Anthony Jeselnik.
Okay,
definitely in that vein. Yes.
Okay,
a big word for a third grader. Nothing hidden before thee, and now the angels of thy heaven do sin, and thy wrath is over the flesh of men to the day of the great judgment. And now, God and the Lord and great King, I petition and ask that thou wouldst establish my prayer for me, that there remain to me a posterity on earth, and that thou wouldst not annihilate all the flesh of men, and not make empty the whole earth, and there be an everlasting destruction. And now, my Lord, annihilate from the earth the flesh which has angered thee, but the flesh of justice and of rectitude establish as a plant of the seed to eternity, and do not hide thy face from the prayer of thy servant, O Lord. Oh, he's trying to take credit for not killing, that the meteor strike didn't kill everyone on the earth. That's pretty cool. That's kind of neat that we were just talking about that whole, the whole flood, the plains.
Yeah. Yeah. There is like a lot of validity to some of these ancient stories in these books.
Have you seen what the Wallula Gulch is?
No, that sounds fun to say, though.
It is sort of fun.
Yeah.
If your tongue's not fucked up. Have you driven to Walla Walla?
Yeah.
Like the last road you turn off of is like while you're going along the Columbia River, and you see that sort of like, you see the kind of like the path of the river kind of goes through these two cliffs. I don't know if you remember that, but that's the gulch, and that's one of those coulees that's like square, and that's where the water met the Columbia and like tore all those cliffs out. No shit, Sherlock. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
but fucking biblical shit.
Yeah.
And what I should do is I can even cool. You talk for a minute.
Well, it's just like I wonder why Christians aren't more into this, because it definitely proves the flood narrative to be real. I guess it's probably because it's Old Testament, and for them it's hard because they don't even read the New Testament. So maybe,
yeah,
because then you bump into the young Earth creation shit.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this is oh, perfect. Yeah, there we go. So this is fucking people doing the animation. This is like the animation of what the flood would have looked like. I just sent to you.
Oh, okay. See,
is it dumb to do it like this?
Yeah, I think so. Well, maybe we'll get a screen sharing option though, something like that. I'm gonna look now that I'm home. I'll work. I'm planning on working on this only, right? So maybe because I would love for you to be able to show whoever's watching, too.
Right.
Oh man,
you can show it. I mean, your screen light. Where I've got this fucking light because my room's so dark, but you got like great natural light.
Yeah, I just think, oh man, that's so crazy. I mean, we can post it on our socials, but oh my God.
Yeah, right? Like,
it's basically like if you, like all of the mass of America, you turn it into water that's just rushing out to the coast, to the ocean, excuse me.
Well,
at the same time,
if you look at the if you look at the map of Washington, it gets pretty obvious pretty quick that, like, I mean, if you know, once you know what you're looking at, like, so what I was reading or what I saw is that Eastern Washington after the Cascades used to be all like the Palouse, like all just those rolling golden hills, right? And so everything you see that is not that was caused by this. So, like, you get this whole, I don't know if I can make it go into satellite form. I can, look at me, because I'm a fucking smartass. So, like, all of,
I don't think the people listening are going to be able to see what you're doing, though.
Well, we'll see. But, like, all of,
yeah. All
of the shit that's not dark green is like massive, like flooding plain. Like all of the tan color, and especially like,
which is a majority of the state.
Like all of this shiny
for
white
people
shit
just listening
has been scoured clean by erosion. that happened in like a week.
Oh my God. But see, don't you? Man, oh my God. It's just kind of crazy. I mean, I know that, and again, when we did the biblical flood shit, obviously they borrowed pretty much everything from the Epic of Gilgamesh. The size of the boat, what the boat was made out of, the flood, the dove, so the whole story seems to be co-opted, kind of, pretty much,
Well,
but it doesn't.
Well, if it's true that this flood happened, in whatever 11,500 BC, 11,500 BC or whatever, how can you have to take that everything has been co-opted, like all of this was written, maybe even the Old Testament was written, you have to kick it back 6,000-7,000 years, so you know what I mean, and it seems like maybe a lot of what the references are lost, like
guaranteed.
Maybe if and this is, I'm just fucking talking shit.
We're getting high and reading the Bible, dog.
Yeah, exactly. But if there were probably things that were like common. These references, like, what are they talking about? Like, when you're like, oh, maybe that's like hidden information. It's like, it probably
numbers.
Maybe it would have been less hidden, if we'd have found it 6,000 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but who knows? Because and then the other thing is unfortunately all these texts get passed down through time and go through the Brita fucking water filter of human stupidity. So we're all like, why do we need this mosque here? Let's blow it up. Why do we need we'll change this word here. This makes more sense. So it's like. That's why it's
pretty funny that you're you're having to boil it down to the lowest common denominator, but it's probably what we can be pretty certain there was nobody from the South was ever translating the Bible.
Feels like the same energy though, right?
Yeah, right.
It's got like the same energy.
Yeah. I feel like it should be a little more devious than that.
Little like what?
Little more devious than dumb.
Like Scar from Lion King voice, yeah, I
don't know who that is. Our kid's 18, so we haven't seen Lion King in a while.
It's good. It's Jeremy Irons.
Oh, that's hard to be bad. Yeah.
Right.
Talk to me like I'm a third grader or an obedient Labrador. Have you seen Margin Call? It's a great Jeremy.
I wonder I wonder what Dan would do out here with us.
I think we'd be a lot less talky.
I do too.
Well, it was the same. It was the same thing when Kevin came on. It was like, well, just let that guy talk. And I didn't even really get to ask any questions because it's
why would you? We're along for that fucking ride. I read his books.
Yeah,
I like that guy. These stories, for even the silly ones, even the ones that don't hit home or hit that hard. I mean, they seem to resonate with me a lot. Unfortunately,
which stories?
The stories in the biblical ones.
And the silly ones.
Even the silly, let us the slut shaming one. Why did that scare me away from sex when I was a youth?
Didn't Dan have something to say about the Gomorrah, Sodom, that whole thing where he's like, yeah, that's not. Oh my God! And I saw one recently that was what we were talking about. God damn it! I should have texted you immediately.
Yeah,
he was totally calling out something we were talking about. Oh, he was talking. Oh, he's saying that the Jesus picture that is dude not true.
Wrong. Yeah,
not true.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I go to him for everything now. If I find something in one of the other classes I'm taking or something, I'm like, you just type that in and try to find if you made a video about it.
I just realized that how we're going to get in touch with Dan. We're going to be one of the people he debunks.
Yes.
Okay, let's
I'd
hear
be
it.
so grateful. I would be so fucking grateful.
The
Yes.
thing is, like, unfortunately, it would
Yeah.
be the case that we're just talking at our ass and not like,
Yeah, we're just trying to learn about the Bible.
Means? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
morons, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, and what do I got? I read the Bible every day for the last, 30 years. That's the only thing I got. I'm not pretending to be a scholar. I'm a guy that just could carry a lot of chairs after church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I stacked a lot of chairs. Yeah. And he's gonna have a podcast pretty soon. The Data Over Dogma podcast, and that's gonna.
He doesn't already?
Filthy. No, he does these classes, which I spend all my money on. Which are pretty cool. They're like little Zoom calls he records. And
can you ask him questions?
At the end, but I've only been able to attend one live. It just never seems to sync up with my schedule. Right. But the thing I love is it has this bibliography, like the books he read to get to where he got. And I'm like, excuse me. It's so hard to find people that are talking about religious anything, but specifically the Bible, that don't have a complete psychological bent, like that don't have a dogma they're working through. So like, even like my favorite Bart Ehrman, like,
Bart.
Yeah, I mean, he is not.
I don't know.
He's not a Christian.
Who's Bart?
He's this unbelievable, amazing scholar. I cite him a lot. I've read every one of his books. I've taken every one of his great courses. So he teaches at Chapel Hill. What now? I reference him all the time out here.
I've never heard you mention his name.
Bart Ehrman. This will be great because if I have time, I can clip up how many times that I've said it. Yeah, and you go Bart. That's his name. Bart.
I do not. Did not. See, that's my favorite. My classic, like the smartest thing I can. If I'm really using my A game, it's just There's absolutely, it just shuts down any opposition. It's like, oh, point, Reading. Okay, maybe you've said it a couple times.
Well, yeah, but he because he grew up like not exactly like me, but he really believed. He does not believe anymore, and he does not consider himself a Christian. So he if you're going to read his stuff, you have to know he feels that way, where it's
he's lost that love and feeling.
Haven't all of us that have read the whole Bible. I think there's a test like at the end, like once you've read the whole Bible, like it's just like boop, pops up, like you don't have to believe anymore. But
congratulations. It's like a choose your own adventure. You survived. Disregard all you have read.
It's funny too because being up in Washington and lots of bumping into old church people, like how concerned everyone is about me.
Well, you're going to hell, Leif.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm concerned. I just want to. I'm afraid we're going to miss each other. We just got to figure out where exactly we're going to meet up.
Yeah. So, but as I am talking to all these people, I have gotten around to so I try to start like, how long have you been a Christian? That's what I'll ask them. And it's always like 20 plus years, always now. And I'm like, so how many times have you read the Bible? And it's every time.
Is that a tumbleweed?
And it's anyone that's concerned, anyone that is like, judging me. I'm trying to figure out ways to talk to them without being a dick, but it's just like, I really do think that it comes from a good place. They want people to have a good, loving life, and but
now maybe, but it also could be that it's that thing where you set boundaries, and the people who are most insecure are the ones that gets most upset when they run into your boundaries.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it could be that they genuinely are concerned for you, but it could also be that they're afraid you're right and that they're wasting their fucking time. And they might not think it out that way, but it's like that's your boundary that you've set up saying, no, I've read this a million times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like they could be like, it's like they're shocked against you, and like, and so no one's their best selves or using their best, thinking power when they're shocked by somebody else's boundary.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, and it's weird that like I don't know. I thought we all believed the same thing growing up, and luckily they don't seem to.
Carry weapons.
Well, no, they all do. No, that's another.
That's incorrect.
I know we're jumping around like a goddamn fucking everywhere, but I've been I've been listening to a lot of Sam Harris again, who I love. I don't know if you've ever listened to that guy's podcast or read any books. Do you know that guy, the atheist guy? Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know. I fucking love him, and his debates with Jordan Peterson are crazy. And he says all, because I love Jordan Peterson, but like Sam Harris,
What?
Sam Harris, I just got a text on. I should have turned that off before we started. Sam Harris, like in these debates, brings up all the concerns I have with the way that Jordan Peterson is interpreting the Bible. Because this stuff might be dangerous. We might basically need only Dan or people like Dan to be the ones that like read these books. Like,
Well,
like,
yeah, it's like, I mean, the part where you have people reading this stuff that's not even accurate or interpreting it, just well, and we've talked about this.
and this is what we're doing. But
Yeah, the cherry picking of information, or like, trying to ends justifying the means. Like, okay, well, this is the message I want to give, so I'm going to go and find the lines that make it sound like I'm right.
yeah, I'm gonna
And
fucking
like,
butter up that bass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna, oh man. And then if you do go to or attend a church service like regularly, you'll kind of find out that they usually they don't say anything. They just repeat certain Christian catchphrases over and over again. So they won't have like guided you or talked about the Bible or talked about something you could do in your life. They'll just be like, I want to challenge you today. And then you'll hear that word challenge. Or like sanctification. And then you'll hear that word like, and so as long as they're hitting the buzzwords, like everyone's like, good, 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 good. Well, nothing fucking changes in their life. It's rough. It's hard out there.
it's hard enough for a player.
The fucking, but then people like Kevin, I think the reason we resonate with him so much are like, I'm assuming, people that approach it with like a real piety, being like, I don't know, is this real? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But prayer seems to work in my life. I'm like, I actually gravitate towards those type of people.
Yeah. It'd be better if all the clergy were like, it's our best guess. It's what we choose to believe. It's like that part is like, as opposed to wagging the finger, it's like, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like, I just don't appreciate people calling something that is not fact, like acting like something that is mildly ambiguous, mildly like could go one way or the other, and its origins are in question entirely. It just bugs me when people are like, no, this is what it says.
Yeah,
and like you say, like Dan should be like, Dan and his ilk are the only people who should, if you can't speak the language that it was written in, shut your fucking pie hole. And if that doesn't work, close the cake hole too, because it's like you're just muddying the waters. And I know that's the problem, is that they want to muddy the waters. They want to take what is there and put themselves between that and you.
which is so weird.
Because God needs money.
It's so
George
weird.
Carlin. That's George
It's the
Carlin.
best bit ever.
Amazing.
It's how many people has that one bit saved? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
not enough.
Well, and again, I don't know. So, does it evolve?
What evolve?
Religion. Does it become like do they update?
Well,
scientifically,
just
mathematically,
they are the cultural anchor of society. Like the only thing that makes them the only movement they give is in a torrential storm that is like dragging the boat. You know what I mean? The boat is society, and religion is the anchor. And a storm of fucking happenstance makes, it's like, so now the church, what is it, like a same-sex marriage, homosexuality, they're like the Catholic Church, at least, aren't they? They're kind of bending on it a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot. Have you heard of that movie 1946?
No.
So it's touring around the country right now, but that's the first time the word homosexual appeared in any printed version of the Bible. I believe Dan did a video on this one too.
Oh, right. Before that, it was never a thing.
Because Dan has a lot to say about this too. Like in Jewish, when the Old Testament would have been written, there's actually no forbidding of homosexuality. There is it's negative towards you shouldn't be the person getting fucked.
Right.
but
if there's money being exchanged, that's just a contract between two adults.
They have slaves. That's in the Bible. Oh yeah. Now everyone pick up a cookie and some coffee.
They have sex slaves or just slaves?
They had like chattel slavery, yeah. So you could do whatever you own them, their property. There are things in the Old Testament about like how to beat them correctly.
No, but we're talking about homosexuality, not slaves.
Yeah. You could do their property. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if it kind of par for the course, if you remember, like when we read Exodus, like every fucking moment, they're in the desert, those Israelite people, they're like fucking up. Like God just showed them a mountain of fire and like talked to them from it. And then like a week later, they're like making a golden calf,
Right.
Right? So it's like they're known for being stubborn and stiff-necked. Remember? They kept saying
it's like, I'm going to fuck these people up. I'm totally going to fuck these people.
Every other moment.
He's like, fuck him. Know what? I gave him a chance. I fucking parted a fucking ocean. Jesus fucking Christ, these fucking people. Yeah,
but like maybe that is us, that isn't it.
Are you saying that's not us? Oh, no, man, that's so us. That's
I think
so
us.
Yeah.
It's so shitty because like
stubborn and fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And forgetful and ungrateful for the most part.
Does it feel good? Then I'm gonna do it.
It's a fucking it's a shit show.
We're a hot mess, but that's because we're living organisms.
And I kind of like hot messes. They're fun.
Jerked around by impulses.
Yeah, right? Like imperfection's kind of rad. Like, I don't know.
It's the negative space to perfection.
And I wonder about the moral underpinning of religion, because you were like bringing that up. You're like, this is the anchor, societally speaking, But I wonder if it should be. I definitely wonder if that's the best engineering for the human species.
I mean, I think that the rules are good, the guidelines are pretty good, but the part where
I don't know. Sorry.
But the part where it's this doctrine, this dogma, it's like you can't, it's like it has to, people have to sign up for it or sign off on it. It can't be imposed. You know what I mean? It's like, otherwise you've lost before you've started. If you're only doing it if somebody's only doing something out of fear,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not genuine.
Yeah. Did I ever
And
tell you about that? That was like one of my weird turning points. Moving away from Christianity. I was like older. I was like 26 or 7. I was just in Sunday service, and if you go to church, you like, it starts with music. And music gets you all pumped up and feeling together. And lots of times people raise their hands, like trying to reach God or be in the moment. It's always usually very impactful. Obviously, we know music's rad, so I'm not putting them down for that. But I was just thinking about that. Why all the individuals in the church in front of me were raising their hands so high. And then I've been around these people for 17 years or something like that at this point. So I'm like, I know them, and I know that each of them are incredibly afraid of going to hell. And me myself, I am insanely afraid of going to hell. I'm fucking frightened about it. I would stay up nights about it, and I'm like, what a fucking fake. So if we're supposed to have a relationship with God, if we're supposed to, Jesus tells you, like, go into your closet and say, "Hi, Dad, I'm here." That's a throwback to Kevin's episode. If we're supposed to have a personal relationship with God, me being totally scared and doing whatever you say so I don't get hit by you, like, or spanked by you, cosmically speaking, that's not a real fucking relationship.
well, how different is that than growing up with your dad? I mean, it is and so you actually
you just drew my therapist said the same thing.
Well, it's funny because I just totally shot a hole in what I just said. I'm like, fear and obligation is not. I was saying the same thing you were saying, and then as soon as you said it, I'm like, no, that's bullshit. You totally have a relationship with your dad. It's a real relationship, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of people, you have a relationship. It might not, and it informs you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it informs the person you turn into. Yeah, that's fucked up. Wow. Well, I gotta process that bullshit. Thanks for that.
That's why we do this long form conversation, because it's way more interesting, in my opinion, about the fucking, when you're trying to talk about these huge issues, religion, humanity, the Bible itself.
Fucked up dads.
Fucked up dads. I mean, maybe that's where this shit all comes from too. These stories.
My daddy touched me funny. You can edit that part out.
There's a fucking. It's only the hardcores that make it this long, anyway.
Yeah, it's good. Good. Can you see the numbers? You see the numbers that go.
Yes, about an hour and a half.
It's
usually
Patrick,
people start getting
Randall, Mike Squires.
There are champions.
There's a couple other people.
Dude, I fucking pick all those right there. I pick those every day. If we're impressing those people, I don't give a fuck about anyone else. Like
that guy in Ireland, those 3 dudes in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Korea too. The Republic of Korea is starting to. Yeah, but well, we read Double Bible today, so I think we're really.
Bible. Yeah,
I think we're finally not honey dicking people with the title of the podcast. Or friendship taking the reins.
I want to keep honey dicking.
You're like, I want to talk about Judas Priest more.
When you feel safe.
We could also just I wonder if us saying so many kind things about Dan will help us at all with his fucking. I doubt it too. Yeah,
he's sort of like the Lord. He doesn't care. He's not listening.
And no, he's reading ridiculously thick and dry books, like dry. There's a lot of those biblical texts. You have to really be into them.
Yeah. Well,
doing
maybe.
Work.
How would we know? Because he's reading them in the original language. Maybe they're colorful and flowery and.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, Dan's not coming on with us.
Dan,
I think,
you know what? Yeah, we love you, Dan. Though, Dan. We don't care. We're going to support the fuck out of you.
Yeah, and you can go fuck yourself, smart guy.
To be honest, I bet we could get him on if we could get him. I've seen him wear some Guns N' Roses shirts. You see what I'm saying?
Are you kidding me?
No, he's got a guitar in the background too. Hey, so
like,
Dan, we might be able to get you some tickets.
I get these. No, you can leave this in because it's funny. I get these emails all the time from people who are like, "Hey, bro, been a forever. I see that GNR's touring. I was wondering if you get me a meet and greet with Duff." And I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
I really appreciate how much juice you think I have. Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be in Italy. And it looks like Guns N' Roses playing Rome. I was wondering if you could like have Duff stop by real quick. I'm like, yeah, I could totally do that. Seriously, I have more. I think it's more likely that Dan will come on our show than I'm going to be able to get you a meet and greet with Duff. It's like, what are you talking about? What
do you know how anything works?
Seriously, it's like there's 85,000
human,
people.
Right?
Exactly. It's so funny.
Yeah, 85,000 people are trying to do exactly what you're doing right now,
and he's going to have time. Like even just logistically, like
just.
Do you know how much money people pay for that service? Like, what? But it's funny.
It's funny.
I do appreciate that. Like, it's more what you said. It's like you have no idea that he's a person and how that works.
Yeah,
than it is
like
that they really think
being.
I can accomplish this. This immortal task. Yeah. So,
I think that's rad. They think you have a heavy foot.
They think I can fucking,
yeah, he's gonna just text you.
Duff, did you hear what I say? These people want to meet you. Fucking asshole, just do what I say. Right? It's like I have an abusive relationship with Mr. McKagan. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not how it works. Please stop asking.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. It's funny though, because I don't think anyone would make me as nervous as meeting Dan if I met Dan.
Oh, he's just a dude who can read funny languages.
See, that's the.
You know what he's not? You know what he doesn't do? Well, he doesn't get up in front of 90,000 people and play a guitar solo that has everybody just swooning. He never gets up and goes, no. At no point does he walk into a room and say a couple words and have the entire room erupt. You know where you are. You know what I mean? He does never go do. He never does that. So I'm not talking shit about Dan. It would be so rad to have him on or like have any sort of contact with him other than that he liked my comment on his whatever. He's not. These people not. Never mind. I would not be nervous. It'd be great. I would be super. It'd be amazing to talk to him, just because it's like. And again, it would just be amazing to listen to him.
Well, yeah, his course. I love his courses are great. His podcast is going to be great too. Yeah. And also it's it's so hard with translations and enunciations, and there is so much information out there, and like I'm definitely going to have no problem being wrong because we smoke. Look how red my eyes are.
Look at them.
We're going to be wrong every once in a while, but it's so cool to have that resource, because if there's anyone out there like me that is obsessed with this shit and just reads everything you can, you fall into these intellectual pits where you just like, you take something you like from one of these scholars and you run with it, and it's like fucking wrong.
like the fucking Jesus thing. Like, I was like, oh fuck, we went off on that a couple times.
Two of them now. We have two.
What's the other
of
one?
Now.
What was the other one?
Jordan Peterson thing, the meek shall inherit the earth thing.
That one's wrong too?
Yeah.
The thing
you don't remember this?
Oh,
I'm going to have you start editing the podcast.
I don't remember shit,
dude. You remember a lot.
I think the
you
gray
remember
matter.
A lot of things.
No, the problem is my CPU is full. So I remember a lot of shit that's already happened, but I don't remember a bunch of the minutia. And this is like our conversations. Like you'd have to remind me, but
no. Yeah, it's just it is. Well, this is, but I don't know if we have enough time to dip into this a little bit, but to prime your brain for future podcasts. The Jordan Peterson thing, a lot of his takes on the Bible are borrowed from other philosophers or like adapted and like, evolved. from other philosophers. He kind of seems to be having a really, it's a hot take. He has a hot take on all this Bible stuff. It's kind of like, to me at least, really new theories and interpretations, if you will, of these old Bible stories. And I like them. That's the problem, is I think they're actually kind of rad. Every time I hear one, I'm like, wow,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
but
and then
saying,
I'm saying then they're fucking wrong. Like all the scholars,
fact-based.
Yeah,
it's problematic.
It's problematic.
Like, you want me to be fact-based? Oh. Well, and so how did so why it doesn't seem like Jordan Peterson will like go off and like assume shit that's wrong?
Well, he seems, first of all, Jordan Peterson has read more books probably than
fuck it, who cares? Yeah.
Well, I'm not sucking his dick. I'm saying, like, I'm assuming he's pulling from different sources these really complex ideas, like that Mesopotamian slang. Well, how do we really know what the slang word was for Jason Momoa back in the Mesopotamian days? We don't have, it's not like we have detailed recordings of their lives. We have fucking clay tablets.
Reel it in.
If he gets it from one of these areas, I'm sure he's basing it off some research or work he's putting into it. But the problem is every time that it goes through, like, for instance, Dan, someone who speaks the old languages and stuff and knows how to enunciate, it's wrong. So according to scholars, it's like, nope. So are the
meek really is? Are the meek really tiny small people who are getting their shit handed to them every day?
Not to misquote Dan, but it seems to be, something like that. Fuck, man, and I love that one. And I don't know. Maybe Jordan Peterson's right again. I mean, he's smarter than I am, but like, it seems to be like almost muddying up the waters,
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna live through it.
There's another great scholar. His name's Aaron. I can't remember his last name. Sorry.
Neville.
Jesus Christ. But it's called ADHD by I'm gonna look him up because it's really good.
So segue. My nephew is in Nashville. He's trying to decide where to move to be a electric guitar player. Go ahead.
To be a git fiddler?
Yeah. Hooking him up with some, never mind.
Oh, yeah, this ABH Bible. Aaron, I can't say his last name, I feel bad, but he's got a PhD in Bible and culture. And he, much like Dan, is able to like admit all the faults of the Bible, translations, errors, times, complex texts, like smashing babies against rocks and stuff like that. But he's still a Christian. He considers himself a Christian, a follower of Christ.
That's interesting. You do as well, right?
I don't know, because Christians don't consider me a Christian.
I'm not talking about what other stupid people think.
Yeah. Well, if
you as a self-thinking, autonomous, human.
I tend so in young life I lived by a lot of the virtues, and the ones that worked I kept, and the ones that didn't I just ditched. But so I still follow some Christian principles, especially giving. Yeah, but I don't know if I like the idea of God is just so much bigger to me now. Like I think giving it a sex is probably sacrilege. I think it's almost like we are so stupid we should be really reverent when we're talking about it, because I don't know anything. Yeah. And I think the figure of
find out though.
Yeah, I think the figure of Jesus, I do think he was real. I do think he probably had some powers, but I think that's all through the psychedelic wine rituals that he was I think you know. So I don't think Christians would consider me a Christian because of that.
Again, what do you consider yourself?
Man, well, I really like a lot of Buddhism too. And so I consider myself curious, you know. But I also like the more and more I chew on this shit, you know, because like, okay, especially with this house, this is what if you've been listening, we all know I've been working on this house 17 hours a day. So I've listened to like I almost went through the whole Bible again, like, you know, listening to it 10, 12 hours a day. And like like 4 or 5 days into that, things get mentally a little weird. And like 2 weeks into that, things get really fucking weird. And if you familiarize yourself with a lot of these stories, they're like brutal and fucking weird. And so like, I almost wonder if it should be banned sometimes, like Christianity. Bible? Sure. Yes. And I'm just admitting I don't, you know, how dumb I am, but like, I listen to some of these stories, bro, and I'm like, this is fucking evil. Like, that's why I wear all that Satan shit, is because I think most people that consider themselves Christian are actually Satan. Like, I think they're the evil ones. I think, you know,
well, are they really just the Israelites just not listening and like, you know, being stubborn, and you know, is it just the next gen?
It seems to be worse. It seems to be that they have made themselves God. And that is like straight up
judge and jury.
Exactly. The words I was they are an executioner.
Yeah.
So the way they talk, like, and it's, you know, it's getting some shine now on the TikToks and whatnot, because there's all these fanatical churches, but that's how they talk privately. They think most of the world is going to be punished and burned forever. You know, so it's a super like, bless you. You know, you ever go to the South and get one of those waitresses that hates you? It's like, God bless.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Well, so do you consider yourself a Christian? Yes or no?
Well, can I ask you?
Yes or no?
I can't answer that without asking you, what do you think the criteria for being a Christian is? Because
whatever you think it is. Is Leif Anderson a Christian?
I think if you consider being a Christian someone who believed that Christ was real and that he might have had some magical, rad stories to pass down to us or information, then yes. But, you know.
I'll just take it as a yes.
But I don't believe in any other shit.
No.
I think it's all...
And again, I'm not asking about what other people think. I'm asking what you think. And
yeah,
and like what your answer was, that totally is. I think that's important. Like, I'm not asking, are you a Christian like your evil friends who are condescending and judge, jury, and executioner? I'm asking if you think you're on the right path.
So I tend to the mechanism by which the stories of Jesus Christ get to us, these stories passed down, the telephone game and all that shit, I kind of throw out most of the New Testament, besides just what Jesus says. And Jesus himself says he spoke in parables, so that seeing they may not see and hearing they may not hear. So I think the knowledge of whatever the fuck is out there is kind of supposed to stay in a realm where you don't really know. But the moralities that are taught throughout the like Pauline epistles and the rest of the books in the New Testament, I think they're fucking evil, straight evil, you know. And we bumped into that a little bit when we read Ephesians, you know. You probably like, oh, I hated it so much I don't remember.
or maybe just mostly the second part.
Mostly second. Okay, yeah.
I didn't hate it. I just don't remember it. You'd have to care to hate it. You know, that's a pretty strong emotion. You have to have a really, you know, real connection with something to hate it. Hate's like the circles around, like you backs right up to love. So
yeah. Oh.
I certainly don't have any of those emotions for this document.
Yeah, there was 66 different ones over a lot of period of time, right? It's
not that.
It's just the weirdest. We're so dumb as a species. Like,
It's
what's that?
That's the part.
Yeah,
It's not the number. It's not the
we're
words.
brilliant.
It's like, yeah. Well, I think we can be.
Yeah,
Some of us, some of them, some of those, some of ours. I don't know.
What
But
if
but as a whole,
what if like aliens just show back up, like in the Nephilim form, and we're like, dude, we fucked you guys all into existence so you could like create a paradise here, and the farthest you got was like Guy Fieri.
I would be so happy if that happened, because what I think is going to happen is things that aren't Nephilim are going to show up, and it's going to be like 9/11, when it was like, this is man-made and everyone's going to fall for it, and then all of a sudden whatever's next is coming. You know what I mean?
So what was man-made?
9/11. Well, I think, I think the fact that they thought about doing that same thing in the 60s when Kennedy was the president, they one of the plots to overthrow Castro was to fly a plane into a building and blame it on the Cubans. That was a CIA plot that was like, should we try this one? So, and that's like declassified. That's not a so
it's 2023. Try not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Dude, it's just at this point, it's just a theorist.
It's real tricky.
It's all on the table. They already said, look, for how many years have we, like my whole lifetime, UFOs have been, you're a moron, you're a tin hat wearing thing. And now they're like, just kidding. We've been looking at it the whole time.
Yeah.
That means that makes it really hard to decipher what is real and what isn't. Because for me, it's like, okay, then all the underground stuff, just whatever, dude. It's so hard.
Do you have, I have a buddy, well, you know him, Sean.
Aragon?
I'll shout him out.
What about him?
He like deep dives every one of those things. Every one of those the Pentagon documents where they're like 900 pages long. He reads the entire fucking thing and then highlights them for me and sends me little screenshots of like,
I want those.
Oh yeah, I'll find them.
I'm gonna. Well,
it's gnarly. And Squires sent me some shit too. That fucking about what a CIA document on like what reality is actually made of. And
yeah, well, and that's the problem is that I think I don't know if I think we've talked about this. I think that like, this whole thing about, ancient, like the thing about like there was this old ancient race, that like that built the pyramids, that built whatever.
Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli.
Isn't that weird?
I love that name. What was I saying?
The ancient race of people that did this shit.
Yeah, like like we've been hoodwinked. Like I was listening to this thing about how like you think about, when we were kids, when I was kids in the 70s, which is like 50 years ago, it took you 6 hours to fly from Washington State to New York. Okay. And in 2023, 50 years later, it takes you 6 hours to fly from Washington to New York. What the fuck is that? We've got stronger computers in our coffee makers than they took to the moon. And you can work them invisibly from the other side of the planet. But travel and manipulation of airspace and space-time, not a budge.
Well,
not a fucking budge. Like, you tell me.
Okay, let's just.
That's been kept. Been kept from us.
Right.
There's like this whole slice of reality that I think is probably about, from 9 o'clock to about 6 o'clock that's been kept from us, and we've just been living in this, this
little slice,
a quarter of what reality is, because the rest of it, we could have been George Jetson and beyond. It's like,
I think I wonder, I don't know. See, the problem is, that's why we're gonna suspend intelligence. I guess I don't know. Like this is all.
It's just speculation because
Right.
we don't have because they've been
We
keeping
don't know shit.
because like we don't have the information and I want to go on record as saying like almost zero what I'm saying is original thought. This is like
Right.
all
This is
stuff
all
that I've like
we get interested in. This is our YouTube rabbit holes, if you will, Reddit, whatever fucking medium you're taking. But
totally,
like,
totally.
like, yeah, because I was thinking about Starlink.
And what is that again?
That's the Elon Musk internet all around the world. He put up these 1,200 satellites, and they all encompass the Earth now in a ring, so they can shoot internet to anywhere, wireless internet anywhere around the world.
Okay.
But it was also paid for by the Defense Department. It's just like this is not my theory either. This is another cool friend, successful friend. But it's like, what if that's a weapon?
What if? It's all just fucking Family Guy anymore, man.
Dude. Well, I still watch it every night.
Dude,
I'll even American Dad it. I'm even that committed.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, it just bummed me out. It's time to live the rest of our day. I don't know. We can't salvage it from here.
Dude, you know what kind of sucks? Is how long Enoch is.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
How far into it are we?
We're very far.
We're far into it?
We are. There's only it seems to be about 3/4 of the way, but holy shit, I'm so over this book, and I'm trying not to be.
It was your idea too.
It was.
You're gonna love Enoch, but I like doing a parable every time, or I like starting off with whatever, dude. Don't fucking condescend me.
I was just excited.
I'm joking, dude. You can condescend me.
Okay, good.
I'll fucking kill you, man. Don't condescend me. And some cleaning products.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to get into the Bible again, the canonized.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have clips that aren't like, oh, I don't know anything about what we're reading or talking about.
Oh, that's the deal. I hear you.
Yeah,
I get it. Leif likes to be the smartest person in class.
Well, just at least familiar. Definitely not the smartest person in class because I've never even been to a class.
Yeah, no, I'm just fucking.
I got no class. You think I got?
You know what we watched last night? Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, that Robin Williams, huh?
Yeah.
I've
My lovely wife was under the impression that she was under the impression that the Good Morning Vietnam, and then he would also say at some point that he loves the smell of napalm in the morning.
They thought it's the same movie.
Yeah, and I was like, well, no, those are just the two most famous.
Yeah.
So we had to. I'm like, we could watch it.
Did you watch Apocalypse Now after that?
Well, I said, I'm like, now that you realize that that's not in here, now we have to watch Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
and that's a whole
different thing
of fish right there. Yeah.
Oh man.
Because you can watch the Edge of Darkness. It's like fucking 6 hours long. Like the uncut. It's the uncut
version of Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It is fucked up. Talk about a conspiracy theory. That's another false flag.
What, Vietnam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah, my dad will. It was really sad to hear him. One night he went off. He didn't know my brother was recording it on his phone for me and him later, Because
Awesome.
my dad's so private about that shit. But to hear what they went through and what they had to do and how while they're there, they're like, oh yeah, this is totally fucking fake. Like, why would we have problems with these people at all?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody.
Dude, we gotta get the fuck out of Enoch.
Dude, seriously.
Maybe what we'll do is read it really fast next week, and then I'll speed it up too.
Okay. So, okay, why don't we do that? Why don't we next week, we'll just hunker down and get through it, and I'll try to read fast.
Yeah.
And then and we'll just and you can
I'll try not to ask dumb questions so we can just keep getting it done, Yeah, because like this is.
And we'll start off, no talking, just fucking do it.
It did start out really cool though, right? Like the Book of Enoch?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like.
Well, it went through the whole fucking aliens thing again, and cow fucking was cool.
The cow fucking, that's right. That wasn't even that long ago.
No, that was like 3 days ago, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of cool, fucking and stuff, and so that's cool, but
the 450-foot tall invisible giants, I just remembered. Don't have any of that in the New Testament.
You know what they say about 450-foot giants? Big, small hands smell like cabbage. and scene.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Love you, buddy.
We love you. I'll see you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.